In Corbett, arguably India's finest national park, death goes hand in hand with beauty. It can strike anywhere and anybody at will, like it did one winter afternoon this month. And the killer was one of Corbett's grandest tigers. In his memorable description of a tiger, Jim Corbett said that it's a perfect gentleman with boundless courage. Well, just on the outskirts of Jim Corbett Park recently, this gentleman lost his cool. And in the process, a woman got killed. The human law intervened. The trial was swift. And the punishment was equally merciless. But of course, it was quite a task to bring this tiger to justice. Let's look at the sequence of events. For Bhagwati Devi, who lived in Dhikuli village on the eastern edge of Corbett Park, February 4 was like any other day. She went into the forest to collect firewood and had all intentions to return home by sundown. The forest was literally Bhagwati Devi's backyard, and she had been hopping in and out of it since she was 7 years old. That afternoon, Bhagwati didn't even know when the tiger pounced on her from behind. Death was painful but swift. After about 3 hours, a search party from the village entered the forest and brought back Bhagwati's partly eaten body. A gloom descended upon Dhikuli, and soon it turned into anger. The villagers insisted that the tiger be killed immediately.
आपको आदमी की वैल्यू नजर नहीं आती है, सीधी बात नहीं है। और ऐसे रूलों का करना है कि हमें लगता है कि अरे हमने मरना ही है, तो फिर हम तो मार के मरेंगे ना, हमें क्या जरूरत है इन सब चीज़ों की? फिर क्यों रूल है वो? रूल तो इसलिए होते हैं कि पब्लिक को परेशानी ना हो। पहला पब्लिक रूल होना चाहिए। गांव वालों को सेफ्टी नहीं है।
While the anger of the villagers could be understood, what followed was quite shocking. 3 days after Bhagwati was killed, senior forest authorities of Uttarakhand issued a death warrant for the tiger. A heated debate started, villagers saying that the tiger should be killed, while environmentalists questioning whether it was fair to condemn a tiger for killing a human who had ventured into its territory. Whose fault was it anyway? Wildlifers asked. Corbett authorities denied allegations that the decision to declare this tiger a man-eater was taken in a hurry.
In fact, no, when you see the behavior of the tiger, I think this is where you can really say it's a man-eater or no, because once it starts stalking in the nearby areas, stalking and then killing the people, stalking on the highways and the roads and the pathways. So this is what I mean the observation of this behavior of this tiger was by these 3-4 incidents. See, this tiger was all around the place in the same area, and that was for the last quite some time. And earlier it killed a pony just in middle of the village. Then secondly it attacked 2 motorbike riders. Luckily no one was injured. One got fainted, but other picked him up and ran away on the mobile. Third, this lady was killed, and in the same area, very close to the village boundaries. Again, yesterday night at 9:30, a motorbike rider was again tried to be mauled by this tiger, and he attacked it. Luckily, he also escaped, no injury inflicted. But definitely, the behavior of the tiger. Then it started chasing the tiger safari, there's elephant safaris also, the tourist safaris, and it was hardly afraid of the human beings.
On February 9, a group of forest officials corralled the 500-hectare forest stretch where the man-killing tiger was said to be resting. They brought this iron trap for the tiger, camouflaged it with green leaves, and left a bait in the form of a calf nearby. On the morning of February 10th, the staff found the calf dead, partly devoured. An examination of the pug marks revealed it was the same tiger which had attacked Bhagwati. Carefully, the calf's carcass was dragged and pushed into the cage. A few hours later, at 2 a.m. on February 11, the tiger fell into the trap. After 3 days of pitting their wits against this magnificent male tiger, the forest officials have finally caught it. The operation is over, it's successful, but unfortunately for this tiger, it has lost its liberty. It's being taken to Nainital Zoo now. The entire operation was conducted under the watchful eye of Dr. Pradeep Malik, a senior scientist with Dehradun-based Wildlife Institute of India. Dr. Malik has tranquilized more than 25 tigers in the past. Here also, his services were needed for the most crucial phase of the operation, the tiger's tranquilization immediately after it fell into the cage. If not sedated, the agitated tiger could injure itself grievously, even fatally in the cage.
The forest department has been trying very hard to capture this animal. So I think they had a good sound strategy to capture this animal. But also you need a combination of chemical anesthesia because, if you only employ the physical capture methods, then there are chances of the injury to the animals. The chemical capture is one kind of technology which provides the safe handling of animals and safe transportation.
The story does not end here. NewsX tried to find out what led to the tiger killing Bhagwati. Why did a healthy, full-grown tiger pounce on a woman? We met Thakurda Joshi, a legendary hunter often referred to as the junior Jim Corbett of Uttarakhand. Joshi is said to have shot down 12 man-eating tigers and some 24 leopards.
एक ऐसा होता है कोई कैजुअलिटी करके भाग जाता है और एक थोड़ा सा कभी कोई कैजुअलिटी करके उसी क्षेत्र में घूमता है या किसको जब चारा मिलता है। अब इसका चारा मांसाहारी चीज़ है, जहाँ जानवर मिलेगा वहाँ टाइगर मिलेगा। यहाँ पर शेर की चाल होती है, वो जरूर पकड़ा जाएगा, मारा जाएगा या पकड़ा जाएगा।
Our investigations threw up some interesting theories and a scary scenario that there would be more conflicts in the near future. The major problem in Corbett is that humans are getting too close for the big cat's comfort. This is why more than 65 such resorts do good business on the boundary of Corbett, from Ramnagar to Mohan. It's on these private elephants of the resorts that rich clients take up trips into the forest, reportedly without proper permission of the forest authorities. Of course, after the recent tiger attack, these elephants have been banned from entering the forest. But the villagers as well as Corbett authorities say that for the past 2 months, these tourist-carrying elephants had been disturbing this particular tiger, making it so edgy and nervous that it attacked Bhagwati. NewsX spoke with a number of resort operators, but nobody was willing to face the camera. The next problem is even more complicated. The good news is that the tiger population is increasing at a rapid speed in Corbett, even as tiger numbers are coming down in most other parts of India. The bad news is that Corbett is unable to accommodate so many tigers, given its limited space. Home to 164 tigers, the maximum in any park in the country, the Corbett tigers are multiplying at a frightening pace. Frightening because territorial fights are driving a number of the big cats outside its boundary, close to humans. Throughout India, tigers are dying by the poachers' bullets. But here in the Corbett National Park, the big cats are multiplying at an unusually fast rate. And here lies the problem. This park, which has the maximum number of tigers in the country, 164 by last count, is turning out to be a prime zone for tigers-humans conflict. What happened at Dhikuli village was a harrowing example of this conflict. Let's hear what the authorities have to say about it.
I think one of the strategy which we can adopt, that's a long term definitely, is to increase the carrying capacity of the same area. That is by improving our habitat. Because some of the prime habitats now which has been invaded by the obnoxious weeds like lantana and Cassia tora and Parthenium. If we could improve the sustainability and carrying capacity of those area by managing these weeds, definitely it will sustain more herbivores, and these populations of the tigers, the increasing population of the tigers, can be contained inside the boundaries.
But you said
Second,
it's a long-term,
process. It can't happen in a year or so, or in a day or two. It's a long-term process. Then immediately what we plan to do is to talk to the people on the fringe areas, to request them and appeal them rather that they don't move inside the forest area, deeper inside the area. If they move in the groves, especially the ladies who go inside the buffer area of the park for collection of the fuel wood and the fodder.
That the tiger is thriving in Corbett is encouraging. A little more space and less pressure from humans will ensure that the big cat will survive not just in Corbett but in other national parks too. In the unforgettable words of wildlife scientist Trackin Ttiger,
the tiger lives in a world of sunlight and shadow. Always secretive, never devious. Always a killer, never a murderer. Solitary, never alone. For it is an irreplaceable link in the process and in the wholeness of life.